Good morning. Welcome to Unity of Hagerstown. Are you ready for a full dose of feeling good? All right, let's do it. Well, I choose to feel good about my life today. Look beyond appearances and painted my way. Connect deep down with the spirit inside. Rejuvenate with energy and let God guide. Shine my light to inspire me a real life wire. Now that's alright with me. I got love in my heart. I got a whole lot of soul. I got joy in my life. From my head down to my toes. I got my light shining bright, and that's alright with me. Well, I'm gonna do random acts of kindness out there. Surprise them with a thank you to show my care. With a big old smile that's upon my face. A bounce of my step to a positive pace. Standing high with some boys make a real big noise. And that's alright with me. I got love in my heart. I got a whole lot of soul. I got joy in my life. From my head down to my toes. I got my light shining bright, and that's alright with me. What do we have? I got love in my heart. I got a whole lot of soul. I got joy in my life. From my head down to my toes. I got my light shining bright, and that's alright with me. I got my light shining bright, and that's alright with me.
What a great way to start our service. And welcome to Unity of Hagerstown, my friends. It's so good to see each and every one of you here. We are honoring our Native American Heritage Month, and we have a teaching from the Dakota tribe. We will be known forever by the tracks we leave. Yes. I invite you to join me in our opening prayer, or would our prayer chaplain like to do that? This is called communication in front of you, right here now. Would our prayer chaplain please come up and do our opening prayer? There we go.
All right. Well, good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Yes, a little closer.
Behind the
Behind the podium. So because the camera's set up, I'm going to be in here. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. And welcome all. Let us begin this service by going into that heart space. We'll take a deep breath in, slowly release it, and go into that place where we connect with the divine. At this time, we're going to release all of those cares, those worries, those concerns that we have, knowing that they are in divine peace, order, and that everything is well. We are grateful for this gathering, and we go forward with that heart filled with gratitude and abundance flowing through us. And so we begin with that grateful heart, open to any new awarenesses that may come to our spirit with the teachings ahead of us. And so it is. Amen.
Yes, and as always, our prayer chaplain will be available for one-on-one prayer support immediately after the service if you should desire that. Now, I invite you to join me in our mission statement together. Unity of Hagerstown, a welcoming community, embraces spiritual awakening through affirmative prayer and meditation, creating a positive path of abundant living for all. And now we'll have the reading of the daily word with Melissa.
morning, everyone. Today's reading is prosperity. Close. Prosperity. I know what you mean now. I can hear above my head. I release worry and know prosperity. Perhaps the greatest gift of a prosperity consciousness is the freedom from worry. It's knowing that as a divine being, I can draw from an infinite storehouse of divine ideas and prosper myself in infinite ways. This awareness helps me keep the things of the world in proper perspective. Like anyone, I will know times of plenty and times of lack, understanding my prosperity as a spiritual truth and not the quality or number of my belongings or the amount of money I have in the bank. Gives me agency to direct my life. I am prosperous. As I affirm this truth again and again, I grow richer in divine ideas, the building blocks of everything on earth. The gospel reading for the day is, therefore, it's from Matthew 6:25. Therefore I tell you, do not worry about your life, what you will eat or what you will drink, or about your body, what you will wear. Is not life more than food, and the body more than clothing? And our affirmation for the day, I release worry and know prosperity. Want to do it again? I release worry and know prosperity. Thank you.
Thank you, Melissa. Here we go. So at this time, we have an opportunity to greet our neighbors, and you guys know the drill. I will invite you, though, to come in front of the camera. You're having to be here at the podium. If you wanted to say something to our Facebook friends, you're going to have to speak very loudly because that mic may not pick it up, or just wave and blow them a kiss or namaste, whatever you want to do. And for those on Facebook, please, or YouTube, please write in the comment section any prayer requests, any thoughts you have, or just say hello to each other. Okay, let's greet our neighbor. Come back here, BG. Come back to the podium. Set up here.
Yeah.
all for being here today. You know, that song is just so beautiful to me. I thought maybe we could honor it by just taking a moment and just bring into your heart space someone whose presence you just are so grateful for. And just give them a silent thank you. Appreciating all that they are, appreciating all that they do. Yes. Perhaps you feel a smile come upon your face and on your heart too. There you go. Well, I'm grateful for all of you here, but I'm also grateful for those people who wanted to become members at Unity of Hagerstown. And we're going to have a little welcome induction, not service or ritual, but thing. I don't know what the word would be. So I'm going to invite Barbara, Faith, Paige, Scott, Kirsten to come up and just come up from behind the podium. Hopefully we'll all get here. And Jan Richards is also becoming a member, and she is not able to be here with us. Okay, so I do have a few questions to ask. Now, some of these people are transferring membership, and some of them have taken the new member class, and some of them were members at one point, moved away, and they are reactivating their membership. But we're going to ask you all the same questions. Okay. So it's easy stuff. This is not a test. So while membership is not a requirement to be an active part of Unity of Hagerstown, it is an outward sign of commitment. So today we have these wonderful 6 people, really, but 5 here, that are ready to join us, who have chosen to become members of this community and outwardly express their commitment to their spiritual path and to the expression of love and light that is unity. Unity membership is unique. The most important requirement for membership at Unity of Hagerstown is that desire to know God and the desire to understand love and follow the laws of being, the spiritual laws. Each member is wholly free to live their life according to the inspiration of that spirit of truth within them. So members are asked to do their best to live the truth teachings on a daily basis. So the objective of Unity affiliation is to help people live more empowered lives, more spirit-centered lives. So there are a few questions here, and I want you to take just a second to ponder them. But the first is, do you have a basic understanding of Unity's principles? Okay. And are you willing to make your spiritual life a priority? Are you willing to uplift the Unity community in your daily thoughts and prayers? I told you it wasn't hard. Okay. Are you willing to speak with purpose and enthusiasm about this community and your and your fellow congregants? Yes. I think that was a yes. And if you experience personal upset with this community, a congregant, or the minister, will you seek guidance from Spirit and speak with and resolve any upset directly with the person involved? Okay. So, one more. I missed that. Do you recognize that together with all the other members and attendees here in this community, we are looking to establish a place of peace, a welcoming space where healing is found, awareness is deepened, and where each of us play a vital role? Okay, so we have some promises or some statements that I would ask this community to make to these new members. Here we go. Let's say this together if you're willing to do so. We will support your continued spiritual growth. We will support your service in this spiritual community. We will always see the truth of your being and expression of God. We will always love you. Okay. So I have official certificates of membership. It's official. That's right. Hang on. I didn't have any kind of order here. Wait, welcome, Kristen. Here we go. And welcome, Paige. Hug first, and then I'll give it to you. The third one's the term. Welcome, Scott. There you go. Here we are. And welcome, Faye. Oh, welcome again, Faye. There you go. There we go. Let's welcome them in. Thank you, guys. And we are welcoming Jan Richards as well when she comes back to join us. I think she's going on the transatlantic cruise right now, or pretty soon, so we won't see her for a few weeks, but when we do, we can certainly welcome her in. Okay. So last week, we looked at some of the benefits of gratitude, emotional, spiritual, and physical, of which there are a plethora. And if you're interested, I would recommend any book by Robert Emmons, who studied gratitude for decades as a social scientist. Today, we're going to explore the connection between gratitude, generosity, and grace. Yes, but first, I understand that it's easy to have like fleeting moments of gratitude, but to move into living gratitude or having gratitude as your habitual mindset may be a little bit more difficult. You know, to walk around in wonder and awe of the people around you, to be grateful for what is being present here now. It takes practice and it takes discipline. We probably all think that we should be more grateful, but I want you to take that thought and put it away and don't show yourself, okay? And just maybe set the intention to become more grateful with no guilt on those days that we're not. It's okay, just as long as we're making progress in gratitude. There are a few obstacles to gratitude that I want to talk about before we get into the connection of gratitude, grace, and generosity. And some of them may feel like it's what you're facing, some of them may not. But first I want to tell you a story about 4 friends from Duke University. They were very confident at the end of the semester. They had one final left to take, and they were pretty sure that they could pass it no problem. So they went down to they went to the University of Virginia to see some friends and to party, and they ended up partying hard all weekend and slept sleeping all of Sunday morning, and so they didn't get back in time for their last final. And they decided that, maybe we can talk to the professor, reschedule this, and just take it another time. That gives us more time to study, too. So they went to the professor, and they started the explanation, and they began to fudge just a little bit on the truth. They explained that they did go to University of Virginia, and that on their way home, they had a flat tire, and they didn't have a spare. And it took hours for AAA to come to them. And so they just, as a result, they were late getting back to campus. They didn't have time to study. And would you please give us another day to make this final up? Well, the professor thought it over and agreed that they could make up the final the next day. Well, they were elated and, of course, went home to study for this. They studied the night, and then the next day, the professor met them. He placed them all in separate rooms, handed them all a booklet, and each, one by one, opened up the booklet and read the first question. And it was something that they knew. It was something pretty simple, and they thought, cool, this question was for 5 points. We've got this, we've got this. They opened up, they turned the page and to the next question. It said for 95 points. Which tire was it? So when we feel like the rules don't apply to us, when we feel exempt from the rules, we feel entitled to special treatment, we are no longer living in gratitude, are we? Right? And as long as those feelings persist, we're not going to be able to live in gratitude. Because That entitlement, if we don't get what we think we deserve, leads to resentment. It leads to bitterness. You know you have entitlements when you feel angry or frustrated if you think you're owed something and it's not coming to you. Resentment comes from a perception of unfairness. You're not getting the expected help or praise or attention or consideration or relief, whatever it is that you feel is your due. The word resentment comes from the Latin sentire, which means to feel, with the prefix re, R-E, again. So to feel again and again and again. In other words, we get stuck in resentment pretty easily, actually. We become weighed down in envy and bitterness, annoyance, and ingratitude is a natural offshoot of this. Robert Emmons, who, as I said, studied gratitude for decades and wrote a lot of books on it, tells us a sense of entitlement undermines the ability to freely accept life's blessings. But you may be thinking, wait a second, isn't it our Father's good pleasure to give us the kingdom? Aren't we all born with an inherited sense of holiness connected to that source of prosperity? Aren't we entitled? And yes, but it's when we think that we are entitled and others are not, right? There's a difference there. That others don't deserve it, but somehow we do. That's entitlement. And we believe we're special. I know those of you who have studied A Course in Miracles will remember that A Course in Miracles tells us the ego always wants to feel special. And it's going to feel special either in a negative way, by holding on to those resentments, or in a self-promoting way. So when we forget that we're all made in that image of God, in the likeness of God, that we're all one with the divine together, then we may move into that sense of entitlement. So the antidote to entitlement is humility, coming from the Latin term humilis, meaning lowly or literally on the ground, and the Latin term humus, meaning the earth. Humility keeps us grounded. So I had a literal lesson on being grounded, or the need to be grounded. Literal. I was walking along the towpath last week, and I fell. It was almost a face plant, but not quite. I looked back, there was nothing there for me to trip on, but I fell down. And I was talking to my prayer partner about this, and she goes, there's a disruptive energy in the air these days, and maybe you were not grounded. And then I thought, well, I got the message, didn't I, when I was laying on the ground? So if you're wondering how to get grounded into this time, or really any time, I can tell you what works for me. And it's almost a three-pronged thing, because we have an emotional grounding that we can do when we realize how we are connected to others. We have a physical grounding that we can do if we're feeling a little lightheaded or a little unbalanced. And that, for me, is following my breath and just picturing, imaging roots going from my feet into the earth. And then we have a spiritual grounding as well, in which we recognize we are part of the ground of being. We are part of God. So humility is keeping grounded in knowing who you are, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. And spiritually, you are a beautiful expression of the divine. You're unique, just like everyone else, a spiritual being sent forth from the divine, endowed with power from on high, if you will. And we are all one in this empowerment, this consciousness of love. None are excluded. One life flows through every being. One intelligence illumines every consciousness. All are one before Spirit. At the center of everyone's being, one Spirit. So another obstacle if you didn't feel like that resonated with you, I'm glad. But another obstacle is the need to be right, an obstacle to gratitude, our need to be right. And it took me a while to put aside this need to be right all the time. My first marriage, it felt like a battleground in which the goal was for both of us to be right. Isn't that crazy, you know? I can remember, though, too many times in which my heart was hardened and my face turned to stone as we argued over some forgotten point. And then I remember clearly deciding, I don't want to live like this anymore. This is not how I want to live. A Course in Miracles, again, ask the question, do you want to be right or do you want to be happy? Such a simple, powerful question, that for me anyway. So if we can acknowledge when we're wrong, if we can graciously receive feedback, apologize to those we have wronged, it doesn't matter if they accept it or not, apologize when we've wronged someone. Then we can move into a more generous way of being, living from our heart space, and learn to notice and appreciate more what's going on around us. As we learn to think and actively seek the good things in other people, the qualities in other people, in ourselves, in life, then we are really living in that heart space. We're living a grateful life. It's actively seeking it, though. How we see each other, how we see life, though, becomes a habit. Do we feel like the universe is a friendly, supportive space? Or are we walking in fear just because that's our habit? Do we notice flaws before we notice something good in another? Do we become defensive before we get to know somebody? Our walls are up before we even give them a chance. Our level of happiness usually comes from how we see each other, and our perception of life, like I said, and when our limbic brain, our survival brain kicks in, especially when we're stressed, then those habitual filters come out full force. And typically, because we are hardwired this way, it's to look for what's wrong. I mean, back thousands of years ago, that served us well. We were looking for what's wrong to keep safe. Not so much anymore, though. Looking for what's wrong, being critical of ourselves and others, leads to more complaints in life instead of gratitude, right? But if we can activate our frontal cortex, which is the more recently evolved part of the brain in which pro-social behavior is activated, the compassion, the kindness, and generosity, that's where it kicks in. We can move into that heart-centered living. We activate that frontal cortex again by intentionally looking for the good. Okay? So, gratitude comes from seeing the good, feeling our connection, our oneness, and this leads us to naturally want to give. It leads us to generosity. When we're stressed, our perception becomes narrowed, tunnel vision, and we may not see the goodness. If we're feeling mistrustful or judgmental, this is usually coming from unmet needs that we have. When we blame ourselves for feeling judgy. I'm not going to judge myself over that one. We only get more tense, right? And we feel the limbic activity. So if we catch ourselves being judgy or snarky or whatever behavior that we're not proud of, then we can learn to see those as our growing opportunities, my friends. So research shows that gratitude, a grateful life, leads to generosity. And gratitude prepares the brain for generosity. And our brains create kind of a gratitude-generosity loop. We're thankful for the generosity shown to us, and that gratitude inspires us to be generous. Gratitude is generosity in action. Studies with MRIs have shown that the reward centers of the brain are the same, whether you're practicing gratitude or generosity. We get a feel-good boost. Tara Block, the Insight Meditation teacher, tells us that gratitude is like breathing in, letting ourselves be touched by the goodness in others and in our world. Generosity is like breathing out, sensing our... That's not spelled right, but that's okay. Mutual belonging and offering our care. She goes on to say, when we are awake and whole, breathing in and out happens naturally. But these beautiful expressions of our heart become blocked when we are dominated by fear. Okay. So everyone has the potential within them to move into living from our heart space, to move into a life of gratitude. We have everything we need in order to do this. All the powers of spirit are within us for us to call upon, to claim. When we have opportunities of generosity or to be generous, to be grateful, and we don't take them, perhaps a little cynical voice comes up inside. We choose not to be generous. We choose not to be grateful. We can switch that, pivot that, by remembering the last time we felt gratitude and got that feel-good boost, right? Or the last time we were generous in our thoughts and our actions or whatever, however, got that feel-good boost. And then we can align once more with the joy that is within. So this leads, when we are practicing gratitude, practicing generosity, this leads to a certain graciousness in life, towards each other. The word gratitude is derived from the Latin. You guys are getting a Latin lesson today, but it just happened that way. From the Latin word, which means grace, graciousness, and gratefulness. It means all of that. So grace, gratitude, generosity are interconnected. We say grace before a meal to give thanks, right? When we're generous, we're said to be gracious. Margot Ford St. Augustine said, ask the question, what is grace? I know until you ask me. When you ask me, I don't know. Particularly if we were raised in a faith tradition that taught us that grace was something that was given to us from Charlton Heston. Or that we had to earn God's grace. If we followed the rules, then we could earn enough points to get into heaven, you know. And you could also forfeit God's grace by following sinful ways. And just as a side note, my friends, Unity teaches that sin is really, going back to the original meaning of it, is a mistake. It's a mistake. It's a mistake in thought. It's a mistake in, how we looked at things. So monk and mystic Thomas Merton wrote, grace is not a strange magic substance which is subtly filtered into our souls to act as a kind of spiritual penicillin. Grace is unity, oneness within ourselves, oneness with God. Victor Daly, the Australian poet, was being cared for at a hospital, a Catholic hospital, as he was dying. And one of his last acts was to thank the nurses for all their kindnesses towards him. And the nurses said, you don't have to thank us, thank the grace of God. And he very wisely said, but aren't you the grace of God? The grace of God comes through each of us, my friends, when we are living from that heart-centered space. When we express gratitude and generosity, we are living that grace and awareness of our oneness. The daily word from a couple days ago, not the affirmation, but there was a sentence in there that I want to share with you. It says, I extend grace when I listen instead of speak. Forgive instead of condemn. Give instead of take. Grace is the gift I give again and again. I love that. I'm going to invite you to join with me in our affirmation. Together, I cultivate a grateful heart and grow in grace. We're going to move into a time of meditation, so I invite you to get comfortable and close your eyes if you're comfortable doing so. And as we begin to settle in, we're going to continue with cultivating gratitude. I invite you to move into your heart space. And let's spend this time together appreciating those around us, those in our family, those who cross our path. Seeing the goodness, allowing that gratitude to build within you. Allowing your heart to open to them. And then perhaps you may want to bring into your heart gratitude for those who have gone before you. However that works for you, perhaps authors whose books have influenced you, inspired you. Perhaps your ancestors, those who have gone before us. And then perhaps we want to give gratitude for those who are yet to come. Walking new pathways, growing in ways we can't imagine, expanding their consciousness in ways we don't know. And then let's spend a moment giving gratitude for who we are. this living expression of love, of light, of joy. And then finally, my friends, let us be grateful for this time together, this time in quiet, this time of Thanksgiving. And as we close our meditation, I'm going to invite Reverend Patty to sing our next song. Thank you. So beautiful. So I wanted to take just a brief moment to thank each of you for your support of the past months of 2024 and beyond, the decades that you may have been supporting Unity of Hagerstown. And to let you know that it was decided not to do a couple of major fundraisers this year. The Mind, Body, Spirit one, we decided not to do that. It was, there were reasons for that. And we also decided not to do Giving Tuesdays, which is the Tuesday after Thanksgiving. It's kind of an end-of-year drive for nonprofits, and it's been helpful in the past. During the summer months here at Unity, we tend to have a little bit of a financial slump, okay? A little bit of, and this is just the cycle of churches, I think, probably all around. And typically those two fundraisers would help us bounce back, okay? And since we're not having those two fundraisers, we're taking longer in bouncing back, particularly since our expenses have gone up substantially over the past couple of years. So my invitation to you, we're not going to do an end of year giving, and you rarely hear me do this from the pulpit as well. But for you to consider, if it's yours, to give a little extra, above and beyond what you consistently give. And if so, know that it is greatly appreciated. I think I'm done, okay? Okay. So I think we have our prosperity statement. You're getting ready, aren't you? Yeah. Let's do this together. Prosperity flows freely, nourishing our ministry while enriching the lives we touch. We are grateful stewards of all that is given, using it wisely to create a legacy of love and service. Thank you so much.
How about this weather we're having? We're grateful for that. We got it now. I'm thankful for the morning that brings me a brand new day. I'm thankful for all the good always comes my way. I'm thankful for all I am, all that I can do. Oh, sweet Spirit, I can only thank you. I have gratitude. I have so much gratitude. I count my blessings every single day. I have gratitude. I have so much gratitude. There is only one thing left for me to say. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Spirit. I thank you, Spirit. Thank you, thank you. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Spirit. I thank you, Spirit. Thank you, thank you. I'm thankful for the little light that shines inside of me. I'm thankful I can share it with everyone I see. I'm thankful for the joy and love. All I know is true. Oh, sweet Spirit, I can only thank you. I have gratitude. I have so much gratitude. I count my blessings every single day. I have gratitude. I have so much gratitude. There is only one thing left for me to say. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Spirit. I thank you, Spirit. Thank you, thank you. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Spirit. I thank you, Spirit. Thank you, thank you. I thank you, Spirit. Thank you, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Reverend Patty, Spirit shining through you guys. So we do have a few announcements. That's not correct there. We have to fill that out. Okay. And the first is our dinner and discussion is happening Wednesday night. That's the last of our discussion on the book, Discover Your Divinity. On Thursday night, Women of Unity are meeting, and that's open for anyone who identifies as male. And then on the 24th, next Sunday, Thanksgiving pie. Yeah, and we're also going to have a volunteer appreciation because we appreciate our volunteers so very, very much. So please mark it on your calendar to come. You know, we always have plenty of food. Don't feel like you have to bring anything. Turkeys are going to be provided. Thank you, Ann. Thank you, Debbie. Mashed potatoes are going to be provided. Thank you, Sandy. Yes, Ann.
And that part is right after the service, right? Not because of the 4 p.m. on there, it looks like.
Oh, yeah.
That's ever different.
Thank you for saying that. Yes, that is immediately after the service, and then at 4 p.m., in case you want to go to the Interfaith Thanksgiving service, there are flyers out on the foyer, on the table, for you to get more information about that. I didn't line that up very well. And then on our first Wednesday of every month, we have the sound bath. And we also have ongoing Stitched with Love, our prayer and crochet ministry to make shawl, prayer shawls. Yeah, so check with Amy Bennett if you're interested in that. They'll be meeting at her house.
And the date, one of the dates is wrong.
Which one?
It's Friday, whatever that, here it says it's the 6th. Oh, I'm sorry. It does say the 6th on here.
Oh, okay. That's on me. That's right. It's the 6th. Thank you, Kirsten. Okay, that is the 6th. That's a Friday, December 6th. But, and I did it again. That's the wrong date, too. December 6th. Don't pay attention to that. Whoever does that was feeling unbalanced at the time, feeling the energy of disruption. No. So on December 6th, we have a wonderful evening planned for all of you. It's a holiday concert and vegetarian meal. There are flyers out front. We are asking for a $20 donation, and please sign up so we know how many people are coming. Brett and Patty are doing the music. Yes, they've been working on it very religiously. And then there is a sign-up sheet going around for Zion Soup Kitchen. Please sign up if you're willing to serve and or provide something. And then, if you are able to, not necessarily immediately after the service, because I want you to have time to socialize and connect, because really this is a community. We want to commune with each other. But before you leave, perhaps move some chairs to the side. Okay? Okay. Whew. I got another. You got another song? Okay, good. Let's stand and sing this one. Oh, I'm sorry. Wait, Mary.
Just to remind people that the calendar on our website is always up to date with the times and the dates. If you have any questions.
Yes, and it's correct because Mary does it. Just stand as we sing this.
Like the birds in again. Like the birds in the sky, like the dragonfly, like the trees listen me. What lives in them lives in me. I am grateful to be breathing, heart beating, joyous and free. Even if hard times are all around me, I am grateful to be. I am grateful to be. I am grateful to be.
Thank you so much, everybody. Please be seated, everybody. And we're going to say goodbye to our Facebook friends. We love you. We appreciate you. And please do write a comment in the comment section so that we can connect a little bit. Okay? Thank you so much.